God, Guns and Trump. Thousands turn out for Texas rally. In his first public appearance since speculating a week ago that he would soon be arrested, Donald Trump lashed out against the multiple criminal inquiries that have bedeviled him since he left office in January 2021. At an airfield rally in Waco, Texas, in front of thousands of supporters, the former president called the New York City investigation into hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels an expletive. The District Attorney of New York, under the auspices and direction of the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., is investigating me for something that is not a crime, not a misdemeanor, not an affair, he said, before belittling Ms. Daniels' personal appearance. Every piece of his personal, financial and business life, he said, has been turned upside down and dissected, but professed that he was the most innocent man in the history of our country. For the past week, Mr. Trump has been posting increasingly menacing statements about death and destruction if he were to be indicted on his social media website, but he avoided any such dire warnings during his speech. And earlier on a sunny afternoon in Waco, Texas, the gathering felt more like the carnival atmosphere campaign rallies of Mr. Trump's 2016 presidential bid. Thousands of the former president's supporters wandered through Trump merchandise tents, where they bought T-shirts emblazoned with God, Guns and Trump won. Then they packed onto the asphalt tarmac of the local airport hours before Mr. Trump's private jet was scheduled to land. They waited in the heat as songs by Abba, Frank Sinatra and Bon Jovi blared on the loudspeakers and cheered as a litany of familiar Trump supporters took turns warming up the crowd. Rock star Ted Nugent played what was billed as a fire-breathing rendition of the U.S. national anthem on his electric guitar, interrupted by an obscenity-laced diatribe that included attacks on the jackbooted thugs in the federal government who he said have been wrongfully imprisoning Trump supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol on 6 January, 2021. Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia also had their moment on the stage, lobbing pointed attacks on New York City District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who will decide in the days ahead whether to indict Mr. Trump. This attack is an egregious weaponization of our justice system designed to influence the 2024 presidential race, Greene said. This is nothing but a witch hunt against President Trump, and he is completely innocent. The crowd, which the Trump campaign estimated will reach 15,000, offered some boos when Mr. Bragg's name was mentioned, but few seemed all that concerned by the New York investigation. "I don't listen to the negative stuff," said Debbie Harvey of Midlothian, Texas, a town near Dallas. "I'm praying that he doesn't get indicted. God still answers prayers." "There doesn't seem to be much to it," said Brian Novi, who lives in nearby Copperas Cove. "And now they seem to be struggling with whether prosecute at all." Novi and his friend Richard Turner, who, like Harvey, were attending their first Trump rally, bought commemorative T-shirts that read "Trump in Texas, I was there, where were you?" They said that, even with what is likely to be a range of choices in the 2024 Republican primaries, they were sticking with Mr. Trump. "He's proven he can get things done," Turner said, noting that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Mr. Trump's most formidable rival, had yet to demonstrate that he could perform on the national stage. In the run-up to the Waco rally, a number of media outlets and Trump critics had questioned why the former president was holding his first mega rally of the 2024 campaign in Waco, where 30 years earlier federal and state authorities engaged in an armed standoff with the Branch Davidian religious cult that ended with the death of 86 people. It was an incident that helped fuel an anti-government movement in the U.S., as terms like Nugent's jackbooted thugs were frequently used to describe federal law officers. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick told the crowd that such connections were an expletive and fake news. "I picked Waco," he said. "The president called me several weeks ago and said, 'I'm coming to Texas. I want you to pick a great town.'" The president's plane arrived early evening in the kind of dramatic airfield landing he made a signature of his campaigns in 2016 and 2020. The new Trump Force One circled the airfield as the song "Danger Zone," made popular by the film Top Gun, blared on the loudspeakers. Meanwhile, a speed artist painted a scowling portrait of the former president on the stage. The work turned out to be an accurately foreshadowing of the mood the embattled former president brought to his appearance. While he would eventually tout his record and make promises about a bright future for America if he is elected, it was clear that his legal troubles, and possible impending arrest, were foremost in his mind. Thank you for watching my video. For more videos, stay connected and must subscribe my channel.